Hi everyone, it's Shelley. Welcome to episode 46 of Snow, the Michael Snow is a fraud story. So lots of comments about the Jeep. Wanting to know, did I report the Jeep stolen? Yes, the Jeep was reported stolen. And he has it in hiding. He did have it in hiding. Actually, the Jeep has been found. So I wanted to share that with you. It has been now repossessed by the bank, and I'm just waiting to hear if there's anything of value in it that I could possibly sell. That would be helpful. So here's the letter I received telling me that they have the Jeep, and that's my name. You can see this is my address. I'm not covering up Mr. Snow's name because the Jeep, in fact, is in my name, the loan and the registration. You can see it's coming from the Bank of Nova Scotia and that there is still $50,000 owing on that Jeep. So some of you have asked why I don't sell that Jeep or why, I can't sell that Jeep. The main reason is I can't afford to pay out what's owing in missed payments. Not only that, at this point, I can't even afford to make those vehicle payments. So that is not going to work for me. As well, trying to sell it, there's more owing on it than what it's worth at this point. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is if you've been watching the entire series, if you recall, I spoke about the substantial amount of money that Mr. Snow had in the fall of 2022. And I never did mention to you where it came from. However, I do know where it came from. I'm not going to mention her name, but I do want you to know that her story is before the RCMP right now. And due to the complexity of the case, I can't say a whole lot, but it is progressing. And so she's taking care of that. And that, in fact, is one more person that has been scammed by Mr. Snow. So I wanted to let you know exactly where I'm at. So after Mr. Snow left, it was shortly after that actually my knee was so bad, I was literally falling over. I had to use a cane and I couldn't work. So here I was. I had nothing, no money, barely scraped my house out of foreclosure. I couldn't work. I was walking with a cane. It was probably the lowest time in my life. I did have surgery in September, so that I'm 6 months out from a complete knee replacement. And that is a brutal surgery. If you've had that, that was brutal. But I am out on the other side, and I have been able to work. However, I still am not able to work as much as I did previous to Michael Snow coming into my life. And I do need the other knee done. So it is starting now to slow me down, very much so. And I've already turned down a few potential surgery dates. And the main reason for that is I do have some family things that I want to take care of and be available for the people that I love. But as well, financially, I can't afford to take that time off work without all my bills falling behind again. And my bills aren't even caught up yet from him. So again, I'm struggling with the upkeep on my house, things that I had planned to do 5 years ago that I simply don't have the money to do anymore. I don't have a vehicle. I don't know. I can't foresee myself anytime soon being in the position to pay for one, as I'm still making huge payments on debts that he left that are not included in a bankruptcy. Many of you have asked about the quilts behind me, and I do make quilts for a living. It's what I do for a living. I used to own a quilt shop, and now I am a long arm quilter. So I've been making quilts since I was about 18 years old. I have sold quilts in the past. Most people are not real thrilled when they hear how much they are actually worth. But I have had some requests from you. And so I'm working on getting some of these quilts, getting some photos taken, the information, and I'm going to put up a site on Instagram and I'll put a link to it. And if anybody wants to buy a quilt, I'd be thrilled. As well, I had a comment today. Somebody asked me if I would do an Amazon wish list if somebody wanted to help me. And I really, truly didn't know what that was. So I looked into it. And as much as it kills me to have to accept help, I am going to do this. And I guess the main reason for me is there's so many essentials that I really can't afford. I work out of my garage. Many of you have asked why I'm always doing these videos in my garage. Is because this is actually a renovated workspace and this is where I work. So it's not really a garage. If you could see it, it's got like beautiful, vinyl plank flooring, and it's really quite lovely. It's got a seating area and an office in my workspace. And so, but I can't even afford light bulbs. Like that's really where I am at. I'm very far behind in I'm just chipping away at some of the bills from my suppliers in my workspace so that I can continue to run my business, because at this point, with my left knee being as bad as it is, I really can't get a different job. So I just spent 2 hours on the phone with somebody else that has been scammed by Mr. Snow. And it was a very, very interesting conversation. And I will have her on as a special guest. You guys aren't going to believe it. The story is like almost identical. But there will be some more women that are coming on, as well as this woman I just spoke to for 2 hours. This one was a blast from his past. So let's just leave it at that. And I know you're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned for 47.